Welcome back. This is Tuesday, so it means we got a Raw review. We did the preview yesterday, and I got to tell you, I don't know how long this is going to be, but I was very disappointed with the Raw last night. And I wasn't disappointed in the wrestling part of it. Like, the wrestling in all the matches was good. There was no, I didn't have any issues, anything botched or anything like that. I had an issue with the storytelling. This Raw opens up with Kurt Angle, who is home in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, his hometown. Gets a huge, the crowd goes crazy. He comes out, he's like thankful. And surprise is that Brock Lesnar is there. Now, Brock Lesnar does not wrestle on Monday Night Raw. His new contract, he basically does pay-per-views and he does appearances at Raw and SmackDown if he was on SmackDown. So he comes out and Paul Heyman comes out, and basically Paul Heyman just goes into Kurt Angle saying, you have set him up to lose, and you want him to lose, that you want Brock Lesnar to lose. You're doing this purposely. You have vendetta, and that this is, just another attempt by someone upstairs to get rid of Brock Lesnar and to have him leave. There's been rumors that once this is up, he is going to go back to UFC. Nothing official, but that's the rumor right now. What's most interesting about that is just that, when he came out, when Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out, I was like, okay, good. This is good for the storytelling. This works. But Paul Heyman just basically broke down Kurt Angle. And then Kurt Angle didn't say anything back, didn't do anything back, and they just left. And basically made Kurt Angle look weak as hell. And if I remember correctly, he did not show back up on Raw, Kurt Angle. Now, Kurt Angle is supposedly trying to get back into the wrestling. He wants to wrestle again. He doesn't want to just be, a face. He doesn't want to just be in the background. He doesn't want to be in a non-wrestling form. He wants to wrestle again. So my feeling is that this may be a setup for WrestleMania because they've kind of already started WrestleMania setups. But the rumor was that Brock Lesnar was going to go against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. So this may be a way for them setting that up as a Brock Lesnar-Kurt Angle feud. But just to have Brock Lesnar come out and then not do anything with him, it just doesn't make sense. And then Kurt Angle to just look like nobody. I want to say a word, but I'm not going to say it because I'm trying to keep this PG. But, it just didn't work. It doesn't work for the storytelling. It didn't work for me, and it didn't work for the crowd because the crowd was dead. I think the crowd kind of was like, really? Like, this is the Raw we're getting? So that happened with the main storyline. And then throughout the night, you had stuff happen that just, again, didn't make sense. Now, I may be skipping over some stuff. I'm just trying to hit what I kind of remember as being stuff that I remember. And like I said, this Raw was not memorable to me at all. So, and I'm going to go out of order. But then you also had Miz TV with Jason Jordan, who has a new theme music. They're going with he's very Kurt Angle, though, in his entrance with the whole red, white, and blue behind him and a flag. And it says, Jason Jordan, even looks like the Kurt Angle lettering. The crowd had no reaction for him. Like, they were dead for that segment. And even the Miz was like, hey, give it up for Jason Jordan. He's trying to push him over. This is an issue I had throughout the night with this, but for that segment, it was a good segment. Again, I like Miz. He kind of was like Joey's Miztourage, whatever he calls it. And Jason Jordan was like, no. And then Miz went into Kurt Angle again. And this is where I'm like, Kurt Angle's supposed to be the guy in charge. So why is it that these guys think they can say this stuff about Kurt Angle and he's not going to do anything? It doesn't work for what's going on. So he goes in on Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan says, you can say whatever you want to say. Oh, there's my cat. You can say whatever you want to say about me, about whatever, but don't talk about Kurt. And they had a little, back and forth. They end up kind of fighting each other. And I think they said they're going to have a match next week. So he's probably going to be the next contender for the Intercontinental because it does seem like they are done with The Miz and Dean Ambrose, which is good. My issue is this, that on that show you had The Miz, Intercontinental Champion. That's supposed to be the title they're saying is going to be, the big title. And he didn't wrestle. Brock Lesnar, Universal title, didn't wrestle. Women's Champion Alexa Bliss didn't wrestle. The only people that wrestled that were champions that night were Sheamus and Cesaro when they went against the Hardys in a tag match with the Revival on commentary. And, of course, Hardys won. And as they went up the ramp, they got into it with the Revival. Sheamus and Cesaro came down, tried to help. And basically the Hardys beat them down too. That was the only time that the crowd was actually into the match. It was a good match. And it made the Hardys look, strong again because they've been getting beat up the last couple weeks. It was weird. I felt like this Raw, they gave matches that were like pay-per-view quality, per se, but it's not a pay-per-view. This was something that WCW used to do when they were fighting WWE, and that was they would put on these, they would take Nitro and make their show big, almost like a pay-per-view show. And they would do that because they were fighting WWE and trying to get the ratings. And WWE kind of did that with this Raw. I feel like they tried to go almost too big and give these matches, these big matches. And the crowd just, I think, was like, what's going on? This doesn't make sense. The crowd was dead. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but they really were. So no one, all your major titles, no one fought. Now, I'm not saying they had title matches, but they didn't wrestle. They didn't show action. So if you're saying that the Intercontinental title is going to be the big title because Brock Lesnar is not going to be there every week, the Miz should be wrestling every week. And that's a tough schedule. I know he does house shows and everything, but he needs to be wrestling every week. Take him off house shows. Don't have him wrestle at house shows. Just have him wrestle on Raw and Smack and pay-per-views while he's the champion. So I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. The other thing, let's see. You had the 205 guys, which actually I'll give Tozawa. It was Tozawa, 6-man tag. Tozawa, Cedric, and I'm going to forget their names. I apologize. But it was 6-man tag, and that match was pretty good. That match was really good. I like Tozawa really selling the shoulder injury. That match was really good. Again, though, it's one match out of a 3-hour show. Unless you watch 205, I don't really watch it. You probably get lost in what feud is going on. And that's, they're the main feud. So there might be other feuds going on 205, but I don't watch 205. So let's see. I think that was kind of that was the big stuff for Raw. They did do, oh no, there's 2 other things. Sorry. So back to the women's division I was talking about. So they had a Nia Jax versus Bayley. And this is, okay, so last week Emma faced Nia Jax. Nia Jax looked strong. It was basically a squash match. And the squash match is when they'd bring when they were bringing somebody in, they would have them come in for like 2-3 weeks and go against people who they would always be like, this is from the hometown, Pittsburgh, PA, blah, 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 going against so-and-so, usually a heel character, and they would have that heel character destroy whoever it was. In the process, that made the heel person look badass. It had him look amazing. It made him look tough. It made the crowd kind of hate them. It gave you a character to follow. It gave you someone like, okay, they're going to be bad. And then when they went and faced that top heel or I'm sorry, a face or top face, you really were rooting for the face. Then you could really push the face, and it kept the heel being as a heel. Now, they don't do that anymore. They rarely do a squash match. And last week, Nia Jax basically had a squash match against Emma, who we didn't see. We didn't see a lot of people this week in the women's division. I was very surprised. But, you have Nia Jax lost by, I think, count out to Bayley. And Alexa Bliss came down. I missed if she was on commentary or something because I kind of was fast forward. I taped Raw and then watched it a little later. Alexa Bliss comes out. I think she came out and she tried to attack Bayley. But my point is that you can't have Nia Jax one week just destroy somebody and then go against Bayley and she's having trouble. Like, Nia Jax is getting pushed so bad right now. So bad. And, I think that if they had a bigger women's division, I don't know if Nia Jax would be in it. And that's no offense to Nia Jax because she is a great talent. She is a big girl, but she can wrestle. She can do her thing. More power to her, And she's a very beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. But, man, it's just using her wrong. So the other thing I was going to say was, again, people weren't there. No Emma. No Emma, no Dana Brooke. They were doing something with them, but apparently, I don't know, maybe it's on WWE Network, maybe it's on Superstars or something, but they didn't show up. And no, I didn't see her. No Sasha Banks. I don't even know if they mentioned her. So, It just doesn't make sense to me. And rumor is Sasha Banks going to turn heel. Maybe they're going to saving it for SummerSlam. But it just, no Sasha Banks. It doesn't make any sense. Rumor is they don't like. Rumor is back in the back there. She is not on the up and up with the writing or anything like that. So this might be a way to kind of bring her back to reality by not putting her on TV. I don't know. That's the rumor. So then they closed the show out with the other match they had that again made very little sense to me was triple threat Braun Strowman versus Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. So SummerSlam is until the 20th, which is about 3 weeks away. They're doing a fatal 4-way. You do a triple threat with 3 guys who are going to be in the fatal 4-way, put on a very good match. They put on a great match. But why would you have that match this far out from a SummerSlam? You're basically giving the SummerSlam match now without one person. My guess is they know Brock Lesnar is not going to do much in that match. He's going to basically be the beast incarnate. So my feeling is that, Brock Lesnar again doesn't fight on Raw. What they should have done, they should have had like Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Samoa Joe interferes. Next week, Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Have matches like that. But don't have all 3 of them in the ring 3 weeks out before the pay-per-view. That makes no sense. So Roman Reigns wins. The crowd booed the hell out of him. I think we're just sick of it. It's kind of like, here we go. The writing doesn't make sense. That match didn't make sense. So, again, I don't get why they did it. I wouldn't have done it. I would have had a more of a staggered, and I would not have those 3 in a match in the same ring until SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam is the second biggest pay-per-view they do other than WrestleMania. So, bad writing again. WWE Raw, SmackDown's writing right now is better than Raw. So, why? My cat is over here just messing around. I have the door shut. She's probably like, open the door. So, that's that. And, it's sad to me. But the last match of the night was, and this is a good time, about 15 minutes. The last match of the night was Big Show versus Big Cass. And Enzo was in Big Show's corner. And before that, they did a little Big Show thing, and Enzo was like, "Thank you for doing this. You don't have to, you don't have to do this. I feel bad for bringing you in." And Big Show's like, "I'm gonna teach Big Cass respect." And us Italians were all about respect. I don't think Big Show's there we go. Big Show's Italian, but hey, it's about respect, baby. And they had this match started at 10:58, and Raw ends at 11 o'clock. 2 big guys, just a lot of punching back and forth. So eventually, Cass got involved, and or not Cass, sorry, Enzo Amore gets involved, and he just big boots Enzo. Cass big boots Enzo, and while Cass is saying, "You respect me, huh?" This and that, he basically turns around and gets the knockout punch by Big Show, and that's how Raw ended. Again, at some point when this ends, Cass comes out looking better than Enzo, and Enzo goes, I don't know where they put Enzo, because for a small guy, he's basically got to go 205. And if he goes to 205, that kills his character. He'll be the best. He'll be probably the most liked guy on 205. He'll probably be the John Cena of 205 in that he sells the merch, his merch numbers and everything like that. But I don't know why they ended Raw that way. It just was such an odd Raw. Yeah, odd. I just don't know how to explain it. I don't know what next Raw is, next week's going to be like. The preview will be interesting because I'm just going to think about it, but this almost felt like the Raw before a pay-per-view. But the next pay-per-view is until 3 weeks out. So I don't get it, guys. So let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you feel the same way I do. Do you think that the Raw writing is bad? Do you think they're having trouble? Do you think SmackDown is better? Please leave comments again. Hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're new, if you're just watching this video for the first time. My name's Capone. I love doing this. Please hit that bell. You'll know when I put up videos. I try to get them up every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I do what I can with my schedule. And the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to be hard because I'm going to start doing 12-hour shifts at my job. So, yeah, that might be not happening. But, yeah, guys, let me know. Thank you again. Hit the like button, subscribe, and please hit that bell. And please leave comments. I appreciate it. This is Capone. And as always, peace.